Hey folks, so as many of you know and probably have experienced, the Honda CRXs have a problem with this climate control panel. It seems to always break, and this is an '89 CRX SI, so I for sure, as you can tell, have the same issue, and there's all these cracks in here. This thing broke off and did not work a while back, and this whole kind of control area just sinks right in. So the purpose of this video is to go through the change and repairing this whole thing. I happen to get on Amazon, I happen to get this new plate. Here it is, and I'm gonna try it out and see what happens. I will assume that I need to take out this whole apparatus. So that's what I'm going to do, and see what happens. All right. So first thing I need to do is take this thing off. It requires a removal of a few screws and this whole area here, the little shift knob. So that's what I'm going to do. So first thing is I'm going to take this wheel lock out of the way. Actually, this wheel lock is pretty handy. This is going to require a few screws, removal of a few screws. There are some here. There's a couple here, one here and one here, and then on this side, same. There's one here, and I'm going to get out of the way here. There's one down here. There's one here, and sorry. One right there. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. Take out these screws and show you how to take this whole apparatus out, and let's go from there. And I need to remove the shift knob, and it's just a matter of unscrewing it. And after this comes the tricky part, where I have to, there we go, where I have to pull this thing out. I'm going to try to do it with one hand. So it's going to require me playing with this e-brake handle so that I can be able to pull this out easily. So I want to make sure I leave the shift knob in first gear. And so folks, I forgot there was one more screw that needs to be removed, and it's this one here. So I'm going to do that. I have to open up the glove box and remove that screw. I'm doing this right-handed, so forgive me. All right. And there's one more over here. So, sorry about that, folks. 6 screws. And I'm going to leave that open. And so, I'm just going to remove this thing. So I'm going to give this a nice easy pull. There we go. Comes right out. This thing is just the aftermarket car alarm that we had. I'm just pulling it out like that. And so now, notice I can pull this shift boot over the shift knob. It may help me to bring this into second gear. So I'm actually going to put my foot on the brake. So there we go, put it in second gear, and much easier to pull it out. And here's where I start to go into running into the e-brake handle. So what I'm going to do is lower the handle. There you go, lower the handle so that it's out of the way a bit. I have to finagle it just a little bit. Actually, what I'm going to do is put that back in first. And then, you know what, I'm going to use both hands, so I'm going to keep this over here. Alright, so what ended up happening here is I had to, I'm going to put this back in so you see how I did it. I did need to use both hands. I still have my foot on the brake. I don't know why, but it was like this. Here we are, and I lifted it up and towards me. So up and towards me is the trick. There we go, and you see how easy it just pulls up. And the e-brake won't be in the way. Let's see here. I know that there we go. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to put this in second gear, put the e-brake on so I can take my foot off the brake. And now that has exposed this area here very well. And you can see now how the plate could fit over this, right? But what I want to do is really explore the repairing of this whole area. This is probably going to need a little bit more work than just putting on a plate. So I'm going to remove this and take a good look at it.